Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Did we get the right four teams, the top four teams here for Super Bowl favorites? I'll say them again. Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Green Bay.
Yeah, I would say that's probably going to be looking at the top four. I don't know if there's going to be too many other real surprises when it comes to powerhouse teams during the season. I would say Kansas City probably is my favorite as well at this point to win. Not my favorite team, but
who is your favorite team?
New Orleans Saints.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So Torrey Gurley was on here yesterday and said this is going to be an eye-opener for the New Orleans Saints in the post-Drew Brees era. They just named Jameis Winston as their starting quarterback. Is it all downhill from here, Chris?
No, heck no. They're going to be good. Saints are going to be good. Winston's going to be good. He got a chance to come in and learn a little bit from Brees. Peyton's amazing. It's going to be, you're going to see a different Jameis Winston. I mean, he could always sling it, and, everyone always knocked him for his interceptions, obviously. But, in his defense, he played a lot of those games from behind. Quarterbacks got to make decisions and take more chances when you're playing from behind. The Saints, on the other hand, they still have a very good defense. And I think that they have the offensive weapons in order to get it done. I think Winston will have a good year, and the Saints will be good.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Who's the Super Bowl favorite? These are the top four ranked teams by ESPN's.com analytics generator. Who has the best chance? Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, or Green Bay?
How about that?
59% on Twitter saying the Kansas City Chiefs will avenge their loss from last year's Super Bowl. They'll do it this year. And by the way, a Kansas City-Tampa Bay rematch is the leading Super Bowl matchup.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
I can't see anything. Well, Darren, we're live on national television. We can't see ourselves, but what a wonderful start to the week, wouldn't you say?
Maybe
here?
I
So
should have
we got
stayed
guys
at
running around here. I guess we'll get it sorted out by the time we get to our first commercial break. But I think this is like old days. I feel like we're on radio. I guess everybody's looking at us. We can't see them, but I feel like. Thank you, everybody, for writing in and saying, and you're on. And Ryan's going to get this fixed. I know for some reason the TV monitor went off. We're having a case of the Mondays. But I want to say hi to everybody that's tuned in from across Canada and 31 U.S. states. There we go. Thanks, Ryan. But there's a lot of people tuned in from Winnipeg. And I saw it this morning on Twitter. They're like, days like this, I really miss Winnipeg Sports Radio. And people rallied and said, well, there's the Rod Pedersen Show. He covers it all. And here we are because it's a big sports day there. But it's... we're all kind of out of order. Coming up later on, I think here, later on in hour one, John Liu from TSN Montreal to talk about all things Canadiens, maybe a little on Alexei Kotkaniemi and the Alouettes game Friday night. But in hour two, former NFLer and CFLer Delvin Breaux was lined up to join us from New Orleans, Louisiana. And then we find out that, of course, with Hurricane Ida hitting yesterday, we have no idea. I don't think they've been able to establish contact with Delvin Breaux.
Yeah,
from what we understand.
Yeah, we're working on that first. So hoping that everything's good with Delvin, hoping he's fine. And if he is, and we can find him, and we can establish an internet connection, we're going to put Delvin on the air in hour two.
Right. So do you guys want to hit the quick stick show horn? That will tell me if we are back on track. Do you have it? Is it working? Hey, it's up. Okay. Bob's your uncle. Let's go. We're good to go. Okay, thanks. So I got 6 show topics here. And they're all kind of out of order. There's some interesting things that I learned this morning, too, by the way, that I didn't even know until after I put this list together. So, number one, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers beating the Calgary Stampeders 18-16 Sunday night at IG Field. It was the game of the week as voted by you, the viewers, by a landslide. You were driving home from Candle Lake, and that reminds me we're going to have to get to our photo album a little later on. Did you give photos to
I hope they got in, but I'm kind of feeling that they might not.
We can do it later, and especially if Delvin Breaux doesn't join us, then we'll be looking to kill some time later. But anyways, you were driving home. You weren't listening to the game. I was watching it on ESPN2 because the TSN broadcast was delayed because of the 6-hole playoff in the BMW Championship, which was actually fine to watch until it was time to kick off in the CFL. I'm like, where's my ball? Anyways, you came in here this morning, and while you knew that the Bombers had won 18-16, you didn't know how, right? Because you were driving.
That's right.
So you're like, what happened in this crazy ending? So I said, oh, my God, it's why we love the CFL. Mark Leggio, the rookie kicker for Winnipeg, lines up a 30-something-ish field goal to win the game and misses for Winnipeg for about a minute to go. Bombers get called for time count violation. That kicker, which... You explain why Calgary could not decline the penalty. So he lines it up 10 yards back, makes it. And I'm having flashbacks to the 2009 Grey Cup in the 13th man because it's almost exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And then Calgary gets the ball with a minute to go and the chance to march down the field and win the game with a 52-yard field goal from Rennie Paredes. He misses, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers win the game 18-16. And pandemonium, plan the parade, and all of a sudden, I don't know about you people in Winnipeg, but tell me, please. Wrong horn. It's Monday still, right?
Whoops.
How soon did your attention turn to the Labor Day Classic in Saskatchewan, Winnipeg? Because mine almost immediately did.
Yeah.
And because it's now the 3-1 Winnipeg Blue Bombers at the 3-0 Saskatchewan Roughriders on Sunday for Canadian Football League supremacy. For 1 week, right?
Yeah.
So that was my whole first point, was a wild game in Winnipeg. You missed it, but it sounds like you missed a lot. Hey?
Yeah, but you brought up the question, and a lot of fans brought up the question because he made the field goal, but it was a time count violation penalty. And, well, can't they decline it? He made the field goal. Can't they decline it? Sorry, he missed the field goal, right? Can't he decline it? And, no, it's a time count. It's a pre-snap penalty, just like a legal procedure. These are penalties that stop the play from even happening. These are pre-snap penalties. So even if they missed blowing it down early, the play never happened. in terms of the game. So you can't decline it. It's not like a penalty that happens during the play. It's unfortunate. Gets a second chance at it. He makes it. And like you say, Bob's your uncle. And
Winnipeg wins.
Winnipeg and Saskatchewan will play for CFL supremacy over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So you're really going to decide. But, yeah.
I just want to say that I was wrong on Jake Mayer, the rookie quarterback for Calgary, but I was right on saying it was far too early to write the epitaph on the Calgary Stampeders when they were 0-2. Remember?
Yeah.
I did say that because everybody's saying, oh, this is the year they're done. They're done now. The last dance is over. No, they're still Calgary. And Rennie Paredes usually makes 52-yard field goals. So things have tightened up somewhat in the CFL West. My second point, and we really got to fly because we're under the gun for time here, but it was just a basic Week 4 CFL recap. But I know there's other things that we got to get to as well besides the CFL. So I'll just say this. These are my brief thoughts, okay? Obviously, the Edmonton Elks Toronto Argonauts game was postponed because of COVID. I don't want to talk about that right now. So then Friday, Hamilton went into Montreal and kicked the Alouettes' ass 27-10. And the Ticats proved they are who we thought they were. They won the game on big plays, and Dane Evans was the quarterback. They made the switch behind center, and I think Hamilton doesn't look back now.
How can you?
Right. Saturday, the BC Lions go into Ottawa and have their way with the Red Blacks 24-12. Ottawa has not scored an offensive touchdown in 3 games all year. Is Ottawa that bad or is BC that good? It's both. You heard it here first. That's my recap there. See, I had to get to the National Football League. I mean, NFL preseason wrap. My God, it's like walking into the Golden Corral and just going, where do you start?
I know.
Where do you start? We can talk about Andy Dalton, named the starting quarterback for the Bears. You can talk about Gardner Minshew being traded by the Jacksonville Jaguars to the Eagles on Saturday for a 6th-round pick. I'm like, why are the Eagles trading for a backup quarterback? Can somebody explain that to me? The Baltimore Ravens have won 20 consecutive NFL preseason games. Who really cares? But apparently it's a thing. It's the longest streak in the NFL right now. And then I'm listening to the Dallas Cowboys game yesterday, and our good friend Brad Sham called in the game. And he says, well, these games don't count, but they matter. The way he talks. Right?
Isn't that a great way to put it? They don't count, but they matter.
Yeah.
They matter to these players that are battling, for different positions and whatnot. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to start week 1 for Washington. Tom Brady, played for Tampa through a touchdown.
Yeah.
So he's looking great. It's good. Preseason's good, and there's a lot of storylines to follow heading into week 1.
So we'll get into all that, but we're running out of time here in the warm-up, brought to you by eCold Electric. Come check out our new Regina Data and Lighting Center. eCold Electric, let's get to work. But I'll say this, for the football people, and I think that's why people enjoy this show so much, is it's not stats and stuff, it's the actual nuts and bolts of what's going on. I find it fascinating how certain teams have dealt with the preseason. Like you hate when I say this, but I got to say because I can't think of any other way. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So if the PETA people get upset, they can just turn it off. You got Dallas not playing Dak Prescott at all or any of their big guns, getting ready for week 1 at Tampa. You got New England with Bill Belichick you got a 2-horse race for who's going to start, and I still don't think he knows. Because frankly, I think Cam Newton looked amazing in the Patriots last game. I really do. Right?
He did.
He did.
He looked really good. And then Mac Jones took some strides, and they've got 2 quarterbacks. And I think, Bill will end up going with Cam Newton. Just if I know people in branding, I think he'll go with Cam Newton in week 1, knowing that he wants Mac Jones to be his quarterback long term. I could be wrong, but that's kind of where I see this going. I see Cam Newton getting the start in week 1.
And then I've heard otherwise. So
I know.
So there's that. But again, vets versus no vets in some cases, and we're going to find out, I guess, whom it works for. And let's not forget that there's now this week off bumper between the end of the preseason and the start of the regular season, which reminds me, I see the Regina Thunder writing in. They said they missed you yesterday, but they had that's the junior football program here. They had a big win over the Winnipeg Rifles.
That's right. I wish I was calling their game.
Hey, duty calls. But my point is, I had a coffee with a football guy Saturday, a university football guy, and I'm like, when do they start? He's like, 3rd week of September. They've been practicing for a month. right? But that's a COVID thing, right?
Yeah.
We're so weeks away from the university starting, the junior starts. Wow. Couple last points. I just opened up my Score app today, which is my go-to for everything. And I see the Leafs and Sabres are talking about an outdoor game in Hamilton. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
But only just a little bit of it. I haven't really dove into the nuts
I saw
and
the
bolts of it.
headline. That's all I need. If they're talking about it, where else would they play it than Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, the most Canadian-named venue on the continent? So Leafs, Sabres, they're talking about talking.
They're talking about talking.
An outdoor game in Hamilton. And no, I don't want to be there, but I'd sure be watching it. The one here was just amazing. As I said to Gary Bettman, watch your feet. I'm going to drop some names here. Hey, Gary, thanks for bringing the NHL to us because we've been going to you for 100 years. Thanks for coming to us here. Blew him away.
How about that?
He said, you're welcome. I like that guy. And then point 6, old licorice legs. Alexei Kotkaniemi gets a pardon me, I choked on it. $6.1 million offer sheet from the Carolina Hurricanes. We'll get into this more with John Liu. With all apologies to Clark, because this gets him all horny, I don't get into this offer sheet business. This was weird. And if you actually think that licorice legs Kotkaniemi is worth $6.1 million, which I guarantee the Hurricanes don't, he's not a $6.1 million player. So this is off-season summer trickery gobbledygook that, frankly, I don't care about. But as I've chatted with the Oiler fans, let's just get to the hockey. Enough of this stuff. And our poll question today, by the way, is who are you cheering for in the BMW playoff, the 6-hole playoff yesterday? Bryson DeChambeau or Patrick Cantlay? It's the first time we've ever had a golf question, and most people were cheering. Who are they?
Neither.
Sheesh.
48%.
Does that mean that you weren't watching it, or the majority on Twitter were cheering for Patrick Cantlay? And I think that's just because they don't like Bryson DeChambeau.
I think so,
I was
too.
cheering for DeChambeau.
So was I.
I like cocky guys, but he didn't win. So, anyways, that's the warm-up for Ecole Electric. John Liu coming up. We got Delvin Breaux on the way, New Orleans Saints and Ticats alum. And I think we're on track finally. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I think we're settled. There are some breaking news developments today. Big news around here. I guess the Saskatchewan Roughriders announcing this morning, the beginning September 17th, proof of vaccination will be required to attend games. So that's good. I think, what are they, 3 home games in? Got the Labor Day Classic this Sunday. People talking about our poll question today. Who were you cheering for in the BMW 6-hole playoff? Bryson DeChambeau or Patrick Cantley? And I said DeChambeau because he's cocky, and people are writing in saying nothing. Puck and Pigskin podcast and Red Deer, nothing better than watching a cocky guy missing putt after putt after putt and finally losing. And as my man Bob Weeks said, I saw it on SportsCenter this morning while I was working out. He said, the hot putter always beats the big drives. Did you know that, Moose? The flat stick?
You drive for show and putt for dough.
There you go. There you go. Proof right in the pudding right there.
Yeah.
And I will always regret at the CP Women's Open, Bob Weeks was making a beeline down the fairway with my guy Jason Delasoy, his camera guy, and I'm like, I want to ask him for a selfie, and I didn't, and I should have.
Yeah, Bob Weeks.
He would have stopped.
He would have.
I'm sure he would have stopped.
Sure he would have.
And James Henderson watching on YouTube says licorice legs. Ha ha, Rod. From the General in Calgary. When he said licorice legs, I laughed for real. LOL. We're talking about Alexei Kotkaniemi. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jesperi. Why do I keep screwing the two up? Jesperi Kotkaniemi, not Alexei. Fondly referred to by some Montreal media as licorice legs, but not John Liu. Let's bring him in here now. John, sorry for all that preamble. We've had quite a day, John. How are you?
I don't know if you can see me because I can't see you. For some reason, the display isn't showing multi-windows, so I'm getting like this slate for DeGero, which is the company that's basically operates the microwave devices that we transmit all our material from the field. So yeah, I guess I don't get to see you guys today.
I can hear you, John. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so let's roll. And before we talk about the Jesperi Kotkaniemi offer sheet, because that stuff doesn't really interest me, what does is Friday Night Football and the Alouettes and the Ticats. And you were there. You saw it. What did we learn that night?
I think what we learned is that the league is perhaps really studying tape hard on Vernon Adams Jr. Because the Ticats defensive coordinator really drew up a game plan that effectively nullified Vernon Adams Jr., but started with their front seven, making William Stanback turning him into a non-factor. And so that's the challenge for the Alouettes this week as they get back to practice today, is trying to figure out how can they get some rhythm and a little bit more flow on their offense, because they certainly didn't look like that they were in sync for almost all of that game. And going back to Calgary the Friday prior, they really didn't have a whole lot of flow in their game there either. So it was something that was, I think that, looking at Hamilton, hey, they were the Grey Cup runner-up in 2019. They've got a tremendous defense. They had a week off to get healthy, to game plan, to prep for Montreal, and I think we saw the results there. So really, it's up to Montreal to really have a good week of practice, make plenty of adjustments there, and try to bounce back against Ottawa, who's also struggling offensively.
John, you sound fine. Is there an echo in your earphones at all, or how's the sound to you?
I'm okay. I'm not hearing any feedback, so we're good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Listen, the viewers really want to talk about this offer sheet, so we'll get to that in a minute. They're far more interested in it than I am, and maybe we'll get to the ins and outs of it. But do you feel that through 4 weeks now, things are kind of settling in the CFL? Like, I don't think Hamilton's going to look back. To me, that's the Hamilton that we expected. They are who we thought they were. Calgary's getting on track. Winnipeg's a great team. I just feel like it took a few weeks to kind of get back to what we thought things would be.
I think that's, certainly because of the exceptionally long layoff, where pretty much nobody was playing pro-level ball during the pandemic, or coaching for that matter. So it was going to take at least a couple of weeks for teams to find their rhythm. I think it was slower to come in terms of offense. I think we've seen that in years past too. The defense tends to have the upper hand coming out of the gates too, and I believe that's still going to linger for a little bit. You're not seeing a whole lot of blowouts in the league just yet, just because offenses are not. There isn't any single team whose offense looks like a juggernaut, that looks like it's firing on all cylinders consistently. Although having said that, Saskatchewan, Cody Fajardo is looking very good. They appear to be the class of the league in the early going, but I think there's still going to be a little bit of bumpy, uneven play out of most teams for the next week or two before we see things slide into, well, I guess we say Labor Day is the turning point in the season, but it's way too early. I think that probably Thanksgiving, we're going to have to switch that assessing point to Thanksgiving to see where teams are at before we can make a really, an informed judgment as to who the contenders are and who the pretenders are.
It's funny, I was on the Outsiders podcast in Edmonton today with Bryn Griffiths and Robin Brownlee, and you know those guys. And Robin, that cynical newspaper reporter, he was like, is this the unofficial kickoff to the season, Labor Day weekend? Because, of course, we've been saying that for 100 years. But just before we switch to the Habs, you know that Montreal and BC always played on this weekend because they were the distant cousins that didn't have a rivalry. But you mentioned that it's Montreal-Ottawa now, Friday Night Football. How is that rivalry since Ottawa returned to the league in 2014?
It's been building into something pretty special. The geographical proximity makes these two teams a natural. The only thing that could make a rivalry better for the Alouettes would be if there was a team in Quebec City. But I mean, obviously that's not a factor. So the battle of the 417 is something that fans are starting to embrace. We've seen some good contests between the two teams. Although having said that, there's been a little bit of an imbalance. I think that when the Red Blacks, when they came into existence, they were a strong team. They were doing well, competing, going to Grey Cups, whereas the Alouettes were wandering in the wilderness. 2019, there was a little bit more parity between the two teams. And then this year, well, parity in terms of the fact that both have been slow out of the gate. So having said that, hopefully this coming Friday will be an exceptionally competitive and entertaining game because there's a lot of riding for both these teams, because in a 14-game schedule, you have a whole quarter less of a season to try to get yourself on track. That the games mean that much more. Every week is that much more important, and there's more at stake. So both teams really have to come up with a very strong effort, a big rebound, because it's way too early to say we're running out of time. But the thing is, they need to figure out who they are, what they are pretty soon in order to get themselves on track.
Tell me, please, John, why it's headline news that Jesperi Kotkaniemi has been offered a $6.1 million offer sheet from the Carolina Hurricanes. Because, I mean, my focus in the NHL is the games, not this stuff. But it sure got a lot of people excited. What's your read on it?
To be honest with you, Rod, I thought that this quite possibly could have happened as soon as Carolina matched the Sebastian Aho offer sheet that Marc Bergevin extended a couple of years ago, simply because Tom Dundon, the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes, strikes me as kind of like a brash and impulsive businessman. I don't know him by any means, but just the way that's the way that the franchise is operated under his stewardship, it just struck me I thought, you know what? I think there's going to be revenge. Figured that, when Kotkaniemi comes out of his entry-level deal, if he turns out to be, if he's trending toward the type of player that would be worthy of an offer sheet, a healthy a healthy carrot being dangled in front of him, then there would be a strong possibility for that. The only thing about this offer sheet that surprised me was the cap hit, 6.1000. Can't remember how many zeros, but $15 at the end to represent Kotkaniemi's uniform number, and the $20 signing bonus, which represents Sebastian Aho's number. There was a whole lot of there were a lot of Easter eggs that weren't very hidden. The press release from Don Waddell, which was practically word for word from Marc Bergevin's press release when he when the Canadiens extended the offer sheet to Sebastian Aho. It was a significant troll job on the part of the Hurricanes. But again, I wasn't really surprised by it, the offer sheet itself. What I was surprised by is the amount, simply because Jesperi Kotkaniemi is not worthy of a $6 million cap hit coming out of the season that he just had, where he started and ended the Canadiens playoff run as a healthy scratch, where his production was extremely low during the regular season. His sophomore season was even more of a disappointing campaign, where he was significantly injured for more than half the season. And so this player has a lot to prove, and yet the Hurricanes are dangling $6 million in front of him for a one-year deal. And so, I mean, any player would be crazy to have not signed the offer sheet. But having said that, it's really going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 5-6 days, whether Marc Bergevin matches or if he decides to let Kotkaniemi go, because there's pros and cons to either strategy. And to guess what Bergevin is going to do, good luck, because he keeps his cards extraordinarily close to the vest. And we won't find out until they actually make the announcement. Well,
I'm sorry. I know I'm just a dumb farm kid who's just highly confusing to me, because the guy isn't a $2.4 million player, let alone 6.1, so whatever. John, before we go, they love you, man. They love you. Chris Jarl on Facebook, very entertaining show today. What's John's favorite metal band?
Iron Maiden.
Whew. Didn't even have to think about it.
Actually, no, and actually here, it's strange enough that you should bring that up or mention it, because I just bought this on their website. I'm wearing my Spinal Tap t-shirt today, too. So I've got a real metal theme going, but yeah.
Whoa, that's hot.
I had one back in the day. Iron Maiden Battle Vest. The metalheads.
How about that?
From their website. Yeah. It's just sitting here because I've got tickets to a Judas Priest concert at the beginning of November. Maiden will probably tour in advance of their new album, which comes out in 4 days. And I'm just channeling a whole lot of my favorite 80s metal vibe right now. So. But,
John, stop.
Interesting tangent.
A hurricane's coming and you have to evacuate your home. You can only take one jacket, that Iron Maiden jacket or your suit with a hood on it. Which one are you grabbing?
Oh, well, sorry. It's got to be the hoodie suit. Way more expensive. I can get one of these on eBay or on their website if they're not sold out. But that suit, no, sorry. That's got to be the one I saved.
Yeah, that one is top shelf, first round material. John, always fun. Thanks for the laughs and the info, brother. Have a good week.
My pleasure. You too, Rod. Thanks for having me on. Anytime.
TSN's John Liu. Are we stabilizing now?
The coolest man in broadcast.
There's no doubt.
No
Can we
doubt.
put it on Moose? Let's do that again.
the coolest man in broadcast.
John Lou.
No doubt.
I could tell you some stories. He's just cool. There's not enough O's in cool to describe John Lou. Okay, coming back with a sports update. And we may not have another guest the rest of the way. We'll see. I feel like we've been hit by a hurricane here. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital Ford Lincoln is here to help. Check out our selection of new and used online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with our team of product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Wait! Hold the phone! We still have brand new F-150s in stock and ready to go. Okay, back to the regular commercial. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. It's time to get back to busy with Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Grain. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Grain Systems a call today.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Viewer James Henderson's watching on YouTube, and he says, guests are great, but I could listen to Rod and Moose interact with the viewers all day. Well, James, you're in luck. Because I think that's what we're going to do for the next hour and 20 minutes. Moose, if you're okay with that.
Let's roll.
Delvin Breaux. Hey, I hope that we can get him. But what's that show? Is there a show called Real Talk? Or was there a show called Real Talk?
There has to be.
But that's what we're going to do is Real Talk. And for you people, man, you guys, I'm glad you guys think it's funny back there, that are new to this program. We were calling it The View for sports fans, and that's what it's going to be for the next hour and 20 minutes. But Real Talk, I think there was a show called Real Talk. Yeah. So the big news in this area is that the Saskatchewan Roughriders announced this morning that beginning, September 17th, all fans will have to require proof of vaccination to get into games, or I think a negative COVID test. I haven't read. That just happened before we went to show, and obviously this show today has been an absolute dog's breakfast. But we've been trying to ride that hurricane. But I don't go to the Rough Rider games for my own reasons. So I'm looking at this going, it doesn't really affect me. I've been to the Winnipeg game, may go to more Winnipeg games. They're kind of becoming my team, to be honest with you. And they've had this policy in effect all season, going into the season. And getting into that stadium could not have been slicker.
Oh, yeah.
It was very easy. So I don't really understand the uproar here. Now, having said that, I walked the midway of the fair last week with some friends, one of which was a sponsor of this show. And it was a big topic with them that the premier had his hands all over this, the premier of the province, and he was holding the Rough Riders hostage. This was sort of their take on it. And I was like, well, I don't know, because I'm not going to the game anyway. I'll be watching it on television. But I'm not dense enough to think this isn't a really big deal in sports venues all across Canada and, for that matter, North America. I'm watching the BMW Championship yesterday, hoping it'll end soon so I could watch the game out of Winnipeg, and I'm seeing that they're packed. Watch it. They have less vaccination in America than we do, and they're packing their fans in like sardines. Like, I don't get it, but as I said on the air in Edmonton, I'm over all of it. I'm just over it. And you had your take on, what, opinions or?
Well, all of it, but it's funny. I was like, this news came down about, was it this morning about the Riders requiring vaccinations? And I kind of thought, I'm like, from a business perspective, I'm like, ooh, this is actually really great PR, and this is a great move for the Riders. Thinking strategy, and I mean, it's always a great move to take care of the people. Let's just take care of that, number one, right? Requiring vaccinations, we think that's the right thing to do. We've said that should have been from day one, so taking care of the people. But from a business strategy PR move, I'm like, ooh, this is actually pretty good. And we're not going to do it today because we can't just rush into it today. So it's going to be for September 17th. And I'm like, you played all your home games already. So you're not really losing out on any revenue. You know, what, 2 home games at the end of the year, and that's it, right? It'll be just after Labor Day, so you don't have to return all the money from the Labor Day tickets. I'm like, that's a little bit sharp from a strategy point of view. But the football fans and the viewers, they're no dummies. They go into the mentions of the tweet and the news release and everything. They caught on pretty quickly. This is great, but why are you not doing it for Labor Day? Let's have the world's biggest super spreader event and then put in the restrictions. Like the comments are kind of going wild, and they kind of got called on it. Now, I don't know why or why not they couldn't put it into effect starting tomorrow, partially because you've committed to this game day. You've got full tickets. If you have everybody returning their tickets and you issue refunds, do you have enough time to sell them? But it's their decision, and they are going to do it, so at least they're doing it starting on the 17th.
But you knew they were going to get hammered either way. And
that's right.
And by the way, we are gonna switch topics on that, but I'll read a few viewer comments here. Dominic D, watching on YouTube, says, great game, Winnipeg Stamps. And yes, we covered that off the top of the show. Viewer Jason Austin says, he says, I'm over it also, so thank you. I'm just kind of tired. He says, we've had 3 to 4 months to get this BS behind us. Now it's time to drop the hammer. But would you please, if you don't mind, relate the story to the viewers about the Prime Minister and how certain what you care about and what you don't care about as if it affects you.
Yeah,
right?
And we're talking about that. What do you care about? I'm like, to be honest, the Premier of this province or who gets elected Prime Minister, I don't really care because it doesn't affect me. And people will tell me, well, it absolutely does because your taxes are this or your taxes are that. I'm like, What I mean is whoever's in charge or running the country or running the province or the mayor of your city doesn't really affect your ability to make it, right? Now, I'm not a farmer. I don't own cattle. I don't have land. you know what I mean? Where different regulations get put in depending on which government's there. But I operate in the internet. But you know what? Everybody plays by the same rules, no matter who's in charge. So we all got to play by the same rules. There's still people having success, no matter what government there is. You just might have to change up your game. So I don't spend my time worrying about who's elected, who's this, who's that. I worry about what I can control, and that's my ability to have success.
Right.
Too many people want to just get into the negative.
Just on the flip side, I do have land, and I do have land that's being farmed. So the carbon tax that's been put in by Trudeau does take bucks out of my pocket.
For sure.
And just Saturday night, I was in my hometown talking to the guys that farm my land. And I'm like, is this rain affecting you taking off my crop? And they're like, no, it's off. We're good. Bob's your uncle. But there's still going to be money taken off because of the carbon tax. So I care more about that than the vaccination at the Rider games. Because it affects me more.
Completely.
Right?
And we all care about what affects us. Absolutely.
We'll get to a full viewer takeover next segment, but I do want to just read a quick sports update. Jose Barrios pitched 7 strong innings, and the Blue Jays beat the Tigers 2-1 on Sunday, taking 2 of 3 in a low-scoring series with Detroit. Bo Bichette and Kevin Smith homered for Toronto, which won 3-2 on Saturday and lost 2-1 on Friday. Quarterback Baker Mayfield led the Cleveland Browns to a 19-10 win over the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. Preseason play, Mayfield put together a pair of impressive drives in his lone appearance of the NFL preseason. We'll talk way more about that coming back in hour 2. And Medina Spirit won the Shared Belief Stakes horse race at Del Mar, California for embattled trainer Bob Baffert. The Kentucky Derby winner was racing for the first time since finishing 3rd in the Preakness in May. This sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, for Ballers Rec Room, home of the 4-hour Roughriders tailgate party, and for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. I do think we're settled. We'll get into more of it when we come right back for Viewer Takeover. You're watching the RP Show on this Monday on Game Plus TV and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital GMC is here to help. Check out our selection of new and certified pre-owned, online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now, or work with one of our product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. And our factory-trained technicians are standing by for service or inspection on any make or model. It's time to get back to busy with Capital GMC in Regina.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at Rod Pedersen Shop.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Okay, welcome back. Things have just taken a massive upturn.
Yeah.
From the Prairie Mobile text line. Can I read it?
Sure. I don't know if I can say yes or no because I haven't read it yet. So
I'm reading it to you verbatim.
For the first time.
Hey, we are a gentleman's club out of Alberta looking to sponsor the show.
How about that?
Darren said, how do you feel about
spicy.
That? I said, great. Let's go. Let's fuel up the corporate jet. We'll be out there for lunch. Let's have a lunch meeting.
The buffet's on.
Right. Yes, sign them up. Let's go. They're clearly watching on Game Plus television, which is carried on the TELUS Optic TV cable carrier out there in Alberta. So I'm feeling a lot better about things looking up. Interesting.
And they're paying attention in Edmonton.
We always knew they were because our analytics tell us that we're very strong in Edmonton. They just don't write us, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Because Winnipeg's much more vocal with their engagement with us. Not with their sports teams, because they're vocal over their sports teams everywhere, right?
That's right.
Anyways, I am done with COVID for today. Thank you. From Daryl in Toronto from the Beneath Sports podcast, he's tweeted us. He says, hey, Rod, hope you guys are doing well. Being outside of the Roughriders organization for the past few years, do you have a better appreciation for the other 8 CFL teams now that you're looking from the outside in? Have you tapped my phone? Of course I do. All those teams are my friends, and I'm talking to all of them, except for maybe Hamilton, which we're working on.
Oh, yeah.
But Adam in Hamilton's watching. Did I have this right, Adam? Adam Ridloff?
No.
Ridlow?
No, it's not an L. Remember? Ridio?
Right. He says, hey, Rod, what kind of Tiger Cats gear do you own? Ticats are on their way up and are about to play their 50th Labor Day game against the Argos. The Argos are a little more my team. Got a little more friends over there, which, by the way, I was talking to Murph on the weekend. Their assistant GM, John Murphy. One of the greatest periods of my life was the Chris Jones, John Murphy era here. We still do imitations of those two guys. Murph! Get on the phone, Murph! Anyways, I said to Murph, because his family's down in New Orleans, I texted him, prayers and well wishes to you, Murph, with Hurricane Ida coming, and then he got into what his family was going through, and I don't want to get into that now, but for obviously that's between Murph and I, but it's just, I was thinking about them, and Delvin Breaux, the former Ticat and New Orleans Saint, is down there, and I don't think we've been able to establish contact with him. But anyways, no, I got friends all across the league now, and within days after leaving the Roughriders, you know this because you were right beside me, my phone started ringing from every team. And I was like, I thought you guys hated me. Oh, that was just a Rider thing. We're good now. So yes, I do have an appreciation of every team. From Pinks, one of our P1s. The Gentleman's Club and Manscaped, the two go great together. Don't they?
Yeah.
From Gino DePauli watching in Okotoks, Alberta. Is there any room on your desk, Rod? For what? What do you... I'm trying to wait to bust this baby out. I can't wait. I'm going to wait for hockey season to do that. Yeah, we got lots of room. What are you going to send? Next hour, we'll continue this and actually talk about sports coming up after this break on Game Plus.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Grain. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. If you have a Core Grain system.
Who's the Super Bowl favorite? These are the top 4 ranked teams by ESPN's.com analytics generator. Who has the best chance? Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, or Green Bay?
How about that?
59% on Twitter saying the Kansas City Chiefs will avenge their loss from last year's Super Bowl. They'll do it this year. And by the way, a Kansas City-Tampa Bay rematch is the leading Super Bowl matchup.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome to Hour 2 of your favorite daytime sports talk show. What's popping on your phone there, Moose? What are you reading?
I am just...
Have you heard from the Gentlemen's Club yet?
No, not yet. Just hanging like on my phone waiting.
Aren't we all? Can you write Moose soon?
Although there was that time back in, yeah.
We had a lot of technical glitches off the top of the show, but now we seem to be aces. And hour one came to a close with some good news. A gentleman's club in Calgary, it's Alberta. I shouldn't say where. So they want to sponsor the show. It's right down our alley. And I don't know if we're going to have Delvin Breaux coming up here or not. By the way, I don't frequent those establishments anymore. But I do want to tell you a story. 2010 Grey Cup. We're in Edmonton. And it was a young fella's birthday.
Yep.
That worked for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And where else would you go to celebrate a 21st birthday than a gentleman's club? So this young gentleman will remain nameless. Although I saw him not that long ago, of course. But anyways, it happened to be two guys celebrating birthdays that night. What are the chances? So there were two stripper poles, one on each end of the stage. And you're maybe starting to figure out where we were. And the guys had to climb to the top of the pole, the guys celebrating their birthday, and slide their tongue all the way down the pole to the bottom. And the first guy to the bottom got a free shooter. So our guy did that and won. And they brought the shooter out, and I said, I hope that's turpentine.
Yeah, penicillin.
All in a day's work.
Ooh.
Yeah. The comments are going crazy. And I actually have some jokes in here. I have a folder in my phone for roast jokes. And I'll stop. It's just been one of those days. I can't feel if we're back on track or just so way off.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And how many gentlemen's club stories do you want to tell, right?
Right.
10 a.m. or 11 a.m. out here.
Jeff in Winnipeg says those stories should be enshrined into a great book, LOL. Well, what do you want? Do you want those kinds of stories? When I do write a book, it'll be very similar to Don Cherry's Grapes by Don Cherry. What it'll be like. Did you ever read that book?
Yes.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I read that book, and I'm like, wow.
Outstanding.
It's amazing.
Very good.
Listen, the possibilities are endless here. Dean Tix is watching in Green Bay. He says, next thing you know, we're going to see touchdown celebrations judged to get RP show lap dance of the day. The cross-promotional possibilities here are endless. But you know that.
Think of the free stuff. You go to the trade shows and you just collect all the keychains. You get the guys who are armloads of posters and magnets, on their way out the door. There's just so many giveaway ideas.
I'm sure some sports talk shows would not partner with a gentleman's club. We have no issue with it whatsoever. Right?
No.
I shouldn't speak for everybody, but I think we're fine. Anyways, back on track because the Bomber fans and the Stamp fans want to talk about what went down last night in Canada's game of the week. Winnipeg Blue Bombers beating the Calgary Stampeders 18-16. We got some NFL notes to get to as well. But he missed it because you were driving home from the lake, which reminds me, since we're now somewhat on board, you want to go through the photo album?
Sure.
You didn't even hear all of my weekend.
No.
So this is the Great Western Brewing Company photo album. We do it every Monday here on the RP show for all of our crew. That was me. I was out in the geographical center of North America right there, Milestone, Saskatchewan, my hometown, Saturday night. And every time I see that grain elevator, I'm struck by it.
What a shot.
I stop and took it. The sun was just on it, so beautiful. It was a beautiful night.
That is quintessential Saskatchewan.
Right there, baby. Yeah. So that was there. I got trapped in the middle of the Sikh Day Parade on Saturday. I took that photo. We were stopped, as you can tell by the brake lights on the Hummer.
Yeah.
I was going to meet a football guy for coffee, and I got in the middle of the parade. So I stopped, and I took my phone and took a picture. That was the lead car right there.
Wow.
That was the parade marshal.
Wow. And you were right behind the parade marshal?
Behind him, yeah.
I just cut in.
I just did.
All right. And I was at Candle Lake. We were golfing in a tournament. It was a Golf Saskatchewan mixed team event. It rained so hard Friday and Saturday, but that's the XFL jacket that our buddy in Saskatoon got for us, and it's a little bit big, and I have never worn it.
I'm
so glad that I had that. It is so great. So, but we still had fun, as you can tell. And then the sun came out the next day. That's me and Leanne. We had team gear. And then that's Heather and Dwight from Moose Jaw, who were up in Canada Lake playing too. We had a lot of fun, nice day. The course was in great shape. Don Ludwig and his crew did awesome.
This one came from Max Ritz. What is Max with us besides a co-host? That's what he is, co-host of the Squadcast. At one time, he was an intern.
That's right.
And he showed up on his first day in a suit and tie, remember? We laughed at him so hard, he's never worn one since.
Yeah.
Anyways, Original 16 sponsor there. Glow in the dark? I guess he was glow golfing?
That would be cool.
Yeah, no kidding.
Very cool.
And this was one of our sponsors, I see. Roxanne and Darnell from Rockstar Supply Chains at the Ryder game. How about that?
That's awesome.
Appreciate them sending that in. This was who?
Zach Nelson.
One of our P1s from Calgary was at the football game last week. Okay, and this is the last photo, Clark says. Thank you, Zach. We ask anybody to put their photos on Twitter and use the hashtag RP Show or GW Beer Summer. And it's brought to you by Original 16. It is an Original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise. Purchase at a store near you today. And while we're at it, hour 2 of the program is brought to you by Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. So to our viewers, let's just get them all out. Prairie Mobile text line, eh? Prairie Mobile, your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. From the 551, anonymous texter says, Rod, how can TSN say that Willie Jefferson is the premier defensive end in the CFL with 1 sack? How can they say that? Well, they can say whatever they want, but he is the reigning defensive player of the year in the Canadian Football League. Still, can you name me a more dominant defensive player in the Canadian Football League anywhere on the field on defense? I saw the pick that he recorded in Week 1 against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. It's not all entirely about sacks. I think Willie is the premier defensive end because he can do so many things. But again, this is all just opinion. Who else would you say? Jonathan Woodard, the sack leader from Saskatchewan, the rookie? Because you fall in love and be prisoners of the moment with your guys. Willie's still the guy as far as I'm concerned. You?
Yeah, he is. And it's more than just sacks. You know, it's pressures, making the quarterback throw before he wants to. It's matchups, right? How much attention are you taking from the offensive line and the blocking scheme that's opening up room for somebody else?
All of that.
Right? It's all of it. Willie is still easily number 1 in the Canadian Football League.
Moving on from the 403, where they love us in Alberta. Rod, not sure if you knew, but Rennie Paredes had a groin injury and was questionable to play. Stamps fan, I'm sure.
Yeah, clearly.
The kicker for the Calgary Stampeders missed a potentially game-winning field goal in the dying seconds in Sunday night's game, the game of the week, Rennie Paredes. If it was that bad, why is he playing? Is that too harsh?
No.
It's like had he made the field goal, we're not talking about the groin.
Of course.
But he misses the field goal, so he's had a groin issue, and I would say, then, if Dave Dickinson, the head coach, knew that, what are you putting him out there for to kick a 52-yard field goal? However, they couldn't get the ball any closer than the 45-yard line, so that's the way it played out. But I get where you're coming from, and I would be doing the same thing if my guy missed, right? Mm-hmm. But he didn't get it done. Shouldn't have been put in that situation. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's right. If there's any issue there, you just... But 52 yards, that's makeable, even if you're a little banged up. But, yeah, it's tough, and he missed it. You got to move on.
Darren Workman, watching in Salt Lake City, says Jefferson draws more attention in production. May go down. He deals with double teams all day. From Jason Austin, who I think is a new viewer. Where are you joining us from, Jason? He says pressure, knockdowns, coverage. That's why. It isn't all about stats. From Brady in Saskatoon, he says, hey, Rod, the Stampeders are playing better without Bo Levi Mitchell. Rennie Paredes missed that final field goal by a hair. Some very entertaining games to start the season, And Brady says, on this day back in 1954, the BC Lions played their franchise's first ever game in Vancouver, losing 17-0 to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Brady is our historian of the day, as always.
Oh, yeah.
From Metal Shingle Guy, writing on the prairie. It's 11/11. Make a wish. Vaccine passport for Riders game starting September 17th. So that text came in last hour. But that's going to be hotly debated. That's the thing. When we leave the bunker here today, that's all we're going to be hearing about, right?
Oh, yeah.
I would think.
That's going to be...
Seeing it on social media?
Probably story of the day. Mm-hmm. And I think, we had all the cases over the weekend, so I think that becomes, the most topical thing. And it had to happen. I don't think anybody's going to argue that why, they're going to argue why now, why wait, but... I don't think they're arguing anymore with the fact that it needed to happen. It was inevitable. And unfortunately, you're going to have to make decisions if you want to go to football games in this country.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't, I guess, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Jason Austin, new viewer but old fan of yours, Rod. I'm from Fort McLeod, Alberta. Well, it might be time to go on a road trip to Alberta. I miss going to Fort McLeod, or going through Fort McLeod, because I have family in, a lot of family in BC, which, by the way,
yes,
I want to pass along condolences to the family of Larry Fisher, who I guess he would be my cousin, but he's my first cousin's husband, passed away Friday from COVID. So I'm not going to go into any of the details at all of it at all. But it rocked my family over the weekend. I now officially have a family member who died of COVID. It's not like I didn't think it was real, because I have my vaccinations, but it is real. And it's like, what are we, a year and how many months into this? And there are people still dying of COVID. I had a friend in the States who said to me recently, how are people still dying of COVID? It's largely the unvaccinated, I guess. And frankly, people watch this show because of the realness.
Yep.
You get so many people in your head, sometimes you wonder if you're crazy, right? And sometimes you think the term really is gaslighting. But I remember when the Winnipeg Blue Bombers announced the proof of vaccination requirement. Remember what I said? I said in my own head, good. I hope every team does this.
Yeah.
And that was 6 weeks ago, and it took Saskatchewan till today to finally catch up because of pressure, I guess. And I don't know what was behind it. Again, I was roaming the Midway the other night, and the guys I was with had all their theories. I'm like, I don't have an opinion. I don't really care. I wish they had done this weeks ago. And then, so what now? Edmonton's the only team that hasn't, I guess? Yeah. And they're dealing with their own headaches. My God, that's the other thing. Over the weekend, because I was talking to football guys all weekend, they're like, and fans, they're like, what, how do the Elks have 14 players, which I guess has been trimmed to 13, but what, was there a team party? And I think the president of the team said this morning that a player inadvertently broke protocols, and that's what led to the spread. That's what I read on 3 Down this morning. And, I'm just over it. Like, had an argument with a guy last week. You weren't here for it, but I said, can you believe these football players that won't get vaccinated? Screwing everything up. The guy goes, no, can you believe the teams are making them do it? This is an infringement of human rights. I'm like, I can't. I'm done. Do you have boundless energy to argue about this? Because I do not.
I have more energy than you do.
I'm done.
I think, the teams are, eventually, it's tough. It's really, really tough, but eventually, if you want to do certain things, you're going to have to get the vaccine. At the end of the day, I don't think anybody's making you get the vaccine, but it's pretty darn close, right? When you start taking things away. But it's how I would imagine the hunters reacted when they started introducing hunting licenses. I'll shoot what I want when I want. You can't tell me what I can and can't shoot, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or that I have to put my guns in a cabinet. I'll have my own, like the gun thing. We still talk about it. And eventually it becomes part of life that you need certain things, right? I mean, I have friends who travel to Brazil. If you don't have the card, they literally turn you away at the border to get into the country, right? And you got to get back on a plane and go home if you don't have your yellow vaccination card to get into the country of Brazil. So at a football game here, in the grand scheme of everything, not a huge deal, but hey, it affects a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. When you're not afraid of offending people, life gets a lot easier. So I guess you're far more concerned about ruffling feathers than I am. Right? Fair? I'm like, because I go back to that Wade Miller thing, the president of the Bombers. This is what we're doing. If you don't like it and you're not vaccinated, you can't come to games. He's the guy that said it first. You don't think he didn't get a ton of backlash? Right?
That's right. A ton.
So, yeah. And by the way, from the viewers, they are pointing out that Edmonton released the exact same statement this morning. And it was interesting because everybody's like, eventually these teams will succumb to the pressure. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I applaud this. So now all teams in the Canadian Football League will require proof of vaccination for games. And I would just say my take is, what took so long? And does that make me extreme left? You know, I was saying the other day, the right, then no, the left, everybody's chasing their tail. Right? Everybody's flipped sides. And they don't even know it.
The problem is nobody's in the middle anymore. And you and I tend to float in the middle, leaning one way, the other, back and forth. And we kind of float in the middle. To be honest, in the middle, I'd like to say that's where the happiness is in the middle. Because on the left side, there's so much hate on each extreme opposite. But if you're not extreme left, then the left thinks you're on the right. And if you're not extreme right, the right thinks you're on the left. So when you're in the middle, nobody likes you, but yet you're pretty content, in the middle. It's quiet.
Yeah, well, we're all on the same line.
That's right.
Left wing, right wing, or center. We will talk actual sports, trust me, when we come back, okay? Because that's what we want to do. It's Canada's daytime sports talk show, episode number 560, coming at you on the Game Plus TV network, live streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Welcome back, everybody, into Block 2 of Hour 2. So do we have Delvin Breaux or not? Hi. Okay, so we're gonna continue with the two of us.
Did you get an answer?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
don't have them.
Okay.
And you left your headphones in the car?
That's right. I should have stayed
It's
at the
Monday.
lake.
There's a song by Mark Chestnut. Sure is Monday. Can we play that? Nobody's heard of it but me. The usual. Yeah. Aaron Beach, one of our viewers. This is full-on viewer takeover. I said it was going to be for an hour and 20 minutes.
That's right.
And people are loving it. Aaron Beach says, I thought we were done talking about COVID for today. We were. But then Saskatchewan and Edmonton announced that you have to have vaccination to get into the game, so it came up again. We've had a few people write in about junior football results. Jasmine Desjardins, the latest. She says, how about the Regina Thunder? 2-0 to start the season. And I'm certainly cool with that. I've been regarded as alumni of that program. You're current.
That's right.
Obviously, you were in a golf tournament this weekend. You couldn't make it to broadcast the game, but they slapped around the Winnipeg Rifles on Sunday, which is, as a matter of fact, go to rodpedersen.com right now. The column that's the second top article right now called Out of the Tunnel details all of Week 2 PFC action in it. We have it all covered, okay? And I guess while we're at it, should I get into the sports update?
Yeah. It's a good time.
Mark Leggio couldn't have asked for a better CFL debut. The rookie Blue Bombers kicker nailed a 45-yard field goal with 37 seconds to go in his first pro start to lead Winnipeg over the Calgary Stampeders 18-16. The 24-year-old Leggio from Woodbridge, Ontario, said it was the type of first game you dream of as an athlete. Bombers 3-1, Sask 3-0. They meet Sunday in the Labor Day Classic at Mosaic Stadium for CFL supremacy for 1 week. Canada's quest for gold at the Women's World Hockey Championship resumes today. The undefeated Canadiens take on Switzerland in the tournament semifinal. It's only the third semifinal appearance ever for the Swiss. Canada is hoping to improve on its bronze medal from 2019. And the Blue Jays open a 3-game series against the worst team in the majors today. Toronto hosts the Baltimore Orioles at Rogers Center. I laughed there because the new anchor on Sports Center, I think her name's Sarah Davis. Does that sound right?
Okay.
She was doing the highlights of the Jays' win over the Tigers yesterday, and she was like, the Jays still have a chance. And I'm like, no, they don't. You're not even Sportsnet. Why are you trying to fool me?
Does Baltimore technically have a chance? How many games are left? They're like 32 games out. Maybe.
Where's Lloyd Christmas on this one?
Still alive. They got 35 games.
John Denver's full of it. Yeah. The Jays have won 2 in a row, while the basement-dwelling Orioles have dropped 3 straight. Tonight's pitching matchup is lefty Robbie Ray versus Chris Ellis. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis, with the best team of writers across North America and the Pacific Northwest. I guess Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest. Visit today, dubnetwork.ca. Connor Bedard reports tomorrow. The Holy Child.
Are you greeting him at the airport?
He's staying with me.
Rod's rolling out red carpet from where the luggage bay is.
I'm dropping rose petals at his feet.
Oh, yes.
I'm sprinkling him with holy water. Life will make sense beginning on Tuesday when Connor Bedard's feet touch down in the sweatpants capital.
We should be standing there with black suits, black ties, sunglasses the gate, ready to escort
Somebody will probably have it. For Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars as well, now with 8 amazing flavors, including my favorite, the almond coconut, and I can already taste it. Post-show lunch.
I know, half hour.
RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. Sean McCormick is on top of it, Moose.
Okay.
From Game Plus TV Network in Toronto. He's flying the ship down there. He says Sarah Davis is a former employee of Anthem Media. Small world in Toronto media. How about that? Anthem Sports, of course, the owner and daddy of Game Plus TV.
How about that?
There you go. Let's keep it going. What other stuff do you people want to talk about today? As I go to the text line, never a bad idea. From Aaron in Yorkton. Hey, guys. Great show as always. It's Aaron from Yorkton. What is the latest on Derek Moncrief? I know he was released, but any news towards where he's going? I was told on Friday that he would have a decision made by the end of the weekend. And here we are. So, from what I was told by the Moncrief camp, he had multiple offers. I don't know if that was National Football League or Canadian Football League. Probably both, I would think.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Any day we'll have a decision on Derek Moncrief, but we don't have one yet. And I don't honestly know what the holdup is, but that's all I can tell you. Swanee from Martinsville texting from the 639. Hey, Roddy, I didn't know you started your broadcast career in my hometown, Weyburn. Go Wings. Oh, yeah. Love me some Weyburn Red Wings. Started in high school, by the way. If you want to tell you how many years that gives me in this perilous trade.
Right. You want to educate Aaron?
Oh, yeah. Aaron Beach watching on Facebook. Aaron, where are you watching from, by the way? He's had a lot of questions today. He's an inquisitive kid. Because you asked who John Lou's favorite band is, I want to know who Rod's favorite country singer is.
Can somebody, I'm sure there's a few people that will know this.
It's the King, George Strait. And I don't know where to start. Since 1982. What can I tell you? If I may, we were coming home from a rodeo in Wapella, and my brother popped a cassette in the deck of the family van. He's you got to hear this guy, this George Strait. You got to hear this guy. I'll never forget it.
Really?
When you know, you know.
Do you remember?
It was the album Right or Wrong.
Do you remember registering for the fan club?
Oh, yeah. What did you get? About a year later.
What did you get?
I got a bumper sticker, a newsletter, a button. Yeah, the George Strait fan club I've been in since 1984. The King, George Strait. Met him. We're tight. He was born May 18th, 1952. I'm probably...
What's his address?
Listen, when I was on that highway between San Antonio and Austin, I knew that George lived along there somewhere. And it was all I could do not to pull off at one of those rest stops and just find it and scale the fence. George Strait.
Spicy.
Yes. I said we were going to talk sports, but nobody wants to talk sports today. It's because sports is so GD gross right now.
I know.
But keep it coming. It's just one of those days. Aaron Beach is watching in Abbotsford, British Columbia. He says, good choice, King George. Well, I feel like I didn't choose George. He chose me. It's kind of how I feel about it. And my one brother, not the cowboy, who's texting me, by the way, that he's texting me that the Golden Knights have signed Nick Suzuki to an offer sheet, and he thinks it might be fake news. Clark, can you look into that? Say it's fake news? Yeah, he says it's fake. That's a thing. That's why I'm so not down with this stuff in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's all a bunch of gobbledygook and bunk. But anyways, I had somebody had asked me in a newspaper article who my favorite article was or singer was, and I said George Strait. And I said, I'm like that farmer near Swift Current with Anne Murray. I feel like when George Strait sings, he's singing right to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Where the heck is it? These comments are coming in so crazy and fast. Viewer Chad Isaac says, does Vladdy still have a shot at MVP, or has Ohtani locked it up by now? What's Vladdy got to do to... He's a ways back in this race.
They've inscribed the name. They've already engraved the name on it already.
We're talking about potentially the greatest Major League Baseball player ever. Shohei Ohtani, the season that he's having. Come on. Yeah, you're right. They're engraving it because you got the starting pitcher in the All-Star game leading the league in home runs. He's still leading the league in home runs, is he not?
I don't know how you get any better than Shohei.
He is literally a one-man team. For 3 weeks, nobody could win a game on the mound except for Shohei Ohtani. This is one of the greatest seasons in Major League Baseball history.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for Vladdy because he's been great too, but he hasn't been perfect. By the way, in the field.
Yeah.
So, 41. Yeah, 41 home runs. Thank you, Clark. 41 home runs for Shohei. Vladdy's got 36. Hey, from the Puck and Pigskin podcast in Red Deer. He says, does that make your favorite movie Pure Country, Rod? No, it does not. Slapshot is. But in 1992, when Pure Country was released, I drove from Prince Albert down to Saskatoon for opening night, and I was so excited, I had an anxiety blackout and barely remembered the movie. That's how excited I was to see George Strait in the movie.
Wow.
Have you seen Pure Country?
No.
It's amazing. To the poll question. Thank you, Troy, for bringing this out of back on track. Troy in Toronto has reminded me about our poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. Who were you cheering for in the BMW Championship playoff? Patrick Cantlay, Bryson DeChambeau, or neither? On Twitter, 55% are cheering for Cantlay, and what's Facebook saying?
Cantlay's 38%. Neither's leading, but Bryson DeChambeau's a distant third.
45% neither. I would not have normally been watching it, but I think we all know by now what happened. That 6-hole playoff ran into the kickoff of the Winnipeg-Calgary game. So I'm sitting there, where's the game? And it's kind of sucking me into this playoff.
Yeah.
It was very exciting. And I think the people voting for Patrick Cantlay are just DeChambeau haters. That's what I think it is.
I think so, too.
I didn't know a Patrick Cantlay going into this. Did you?
Well, I knew who he was, but I follow it a little bit more than you do.
Yeah, I follow it. I know the big names.
Yeah.
But he's not a big name.
He's not in the tier one.
No. So, I got pulled into this like a tractor beam, this BMW championship, and I cheered for DeChambeau because I like his cockiness. I like that. And then he lost, and then I'm tweeting, where's the CFL game? And then somebody, Twitter's good for that, by the way.
Yeah.
When you want to know something, throw it out.
Yeah.
And somebody said it's on ESPN2. Well, I just happened to have that. I flicked over and Bob's your uncle. Come on.
What?
Jeff in Winnipeg, Jeff Cabillas says, I heard Fred Penner got the Rum Hut singing during the halftime festivities. What a legend. Fred Penner did that?
No way.
Children's, for those American viewers, I guess Fred Penner, internationally famous, or just Canadian famous? Because there is a difference.
But he is awesome.
Fred Penner. Let's see if he has a Wikipedia page. What the hell, right?
Yeah, you do that. I'll see if he's got a Twitter account.
Let's go to the big board. I'm pretty sure Fred Penner does not is not on Twitter, but how about this? Frederick Ralph Cornelius Penner is a Canadian children's music performer who gives appearances throughout North America. His television series, Fred Penner's Place, aired on CBC in Canada from 1985 to 1997 and was seen in the United States of America on Nickelodeon from 1989 to 1992. He's verified on Twitter. Come on.
Hasn't tweeted since 2020.
Come on, Fred.
Christmas Day.
He's too busy getting liquored up at the Rum Hut.
Oh, he tweeted once in March, but yes. Oh, he's got 5,000 followers.
From Adam Redioff.
Nice work.
Rod, do you have any Ticats gear? Or do I need to send you some? You're going to have to send me some. XL, by the way. Golf shirts are my thing. Moose is a medium.
Although those gray quarter zips with the Ticats yellow logo.
Well, if they got quarter zips, it's all bets are off. I'll wear that thing every day. Quarter zips, golf shirts is the way to go around here. Stacy Champagne's watching from Access Television World Headquarters. He says, I think he won his first start as a Blue Jay. Fred Penner?
Yeah, who are we talking about?
And from John Ohm, watching in Winnipeg. Lots of interesting things happen around the Rum Hut. How would we know, Moose, when we were doing loser laps around IG Field? We couldn't get near the Rum Hut.
No, we couldn't. It was a zoo over there. The lineup
couldn't
was
get
long.
near it. Jack in, we're going to, right away. Jack in Vulcan, Alberta says, Rod, you come to Alberta, I'll cook you guys a AAA steak. Come for the food, stay for the game. The plans are underway. We'll be right back with more of whatever this is right after this break. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook. And 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash. Your car deserves it at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. It's time to get back to busy, and Capital Ford Lincoln is here to help. Check out our selection of new and used online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with our team of product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Wait! Hold the phone! We still have brand new F-150s in stock and ready to go. Okay, back to the regular commercial. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. It's time to get back to busy with Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. RP Show continues. Thanks for spending part of your day with us on this Monday. It is episode number 560. The moose is loose here, and I feel like we have really matured today in terms of topics. Like, for instance, our poll question today for Capital Automall University Collision Center was, who were you cheering for in the 6-hole playoff of the BMW Championship yesterday? Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Cantlay, or other? And just a quick check of update. The results of that, most people saying neither. Does that mean you don't like neither or you weren't watching? Because I got to think most of you were watching.
Yeah,
I would like to think that, but maybe not. Glenn, watching on YouTube, the BC Golf Guide, says, big Bryson DeChambeau fan here. Love the skill and the antics. Patrick Cantlay is a great player, highly skilled with zero personality. To each his own. That's the funny thing, is you want a reason to watch, you want the entertainment, but then you want to bash the guy like Bryson DeChambeau. Now, part of it is his own thing, right? He says controversial stuff, and didn't he blame his equipment a few weeks ago?
That's right. He kind of made fun of Augusta.
Probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Said the course was Mickey Mouse, or a par, what did he say, 67 for him.
Darren and I often talk about guys that hockey people will get this. Fan on their shot, right? And then they go like, something wrong with the stick?
Yes.
No, it was you.
Always.
It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah. And they're on the bench and they're playing with the tape and they're flexing and maybe there's a crack. Huh?
Right.
It's good because I would never make a mistake. It was the stick's fault. Oh, crack in the ice. Oh, the puck was rolling, you know?
Yeah. We all know that guy. We all know that guy.
We all know.
Bending his blade. Which reminds me, I said I think our fastest and largest growing demographic is old hockey guys. At least those are the ones that are ringing up my phone, that are watching the show on Game Plus every day. One called me last week, and he's like, Rod, there's hockey guys, and then there's guys in hockey. And I'm like, yeah. And I just kind of listen to him go. You know what he's saying, right? Those that know the game, and people that just, it's a job in hockey, they are clueless. It seems like they're outweighing the hockey guys. Actually, I know that's happening, by the way.
I know.
There's broadcasters, and then there's people in broadcasting. And it's going like this.
That's right.
Just rolling here today, literally off-roading on the RP Show. Michael Quinn's watching in Winnipeg, which reminds me. Oh, I never did point this out. He gave us shirts. Like, you wonder why people from Calgary are upset. They're like, this is becoming a Winnipeg sports show. Well, hello. They've been nice to us. It's a two-way street. Ice Time Sports is the store that Michael Quinn, I can't wear it because it's too small for me. Yours fits perfectly, right?
Amazing.
Blue and gold's where it's at. But he wrote me and asked what I thought about, Jake Paul. And I wasn't following that. And I'm actually kind of shocked that Michael Quinn in Winnipeg was, because the Bombers were playing at the same time. But so I Googled it. I knew that Jake Paul was doing something last night. And here's the story from MMAfighting.com. On Sunday night, Jake Paul continued his rise up the combat sports ladder, scoring a split decision win over former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley. And though in the aftermath, Woodley began campaigning for an immediate rematch, it's possible that Paul already has his next opponent lined up, Tommy Fury, the younger brother of heavyweight boxing champion Tyson Fury. So Jake Paul won again. I didn't watch the fight, and I don't even think they... If it's not on SportsCenter, I'm not really watching it. How about you? Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
It's like, that's TV, they say, rules the world. It needs to be up in your face.
Yeah.
And the Bombers and Stamps were up in my face last night. Robin's watching in the Gateway to the North. He says, hey, guys, do you think that NHL players will play in this year's Olympics? Thumbs up from me. You?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
That's a double
They're
yes.
going to play.
Well, I'm really settling into this viewer takeover today.
Yeah.
Can we do this every day?
Yeah.
Mandy in Edmonton says, when is Ron Duguay coming back on? I'll fix my hair. Miss him already. Nothing's scheduled, but we'll have him soon. And I was fixing to have a visit with Ron Duguay in his home of St. Augustine, Florida. It's not going to happen. As it turns out, it's not going to happen, like imminently, but it will happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Oldest settlement in Florida, by the way. St. Augustine.
Really?
Yeah. Just ask me. I know stuff. Tired Canadian is this person's handle watching on YouTube. Coyotes to Regina? Talk about out of the frying pan and into the fire. LOL. What's that supposed to mean? We would outdraw Glendale, Arizona, and the greater Phoenix area. We would outdraw them if the Coyotes moved here. Not going to happen. But one of the biggest disappointments in my life was the Coyotes promised to have training camp in Regina. This was like 5-6 years ago. I was salivating at it.
Ooh.
At the idea of it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember. It almost happened because us here, we didn't have up to code boards and glass, if I recall, NHL code. So the Coyotes owners paid for that. Got new boards and glass.
Yeah.
That's how close it was to the Coyotes coming up here. And there was another for training camp because the St. Louis Blues did it in the early 80s. You've probably heard those stories.
Yeah.
In that same facility. It's hilarious. The Blues had their camp here, and they would play their preseason games out of here, and we all went and cheered for Edmonton. Because it was, come on, it was the Oilers.
Of course.
I see that we need to take a break, and we'll come back with more, again, of whatever this is. You're enjoying it, though, eh?
Oh, yeah.
It's the RP show, and you are watching. I'll get to your comments, everybody. Hang on. We'll be right back on Game Plus TV and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital GMC is here to help. Check out our selection of new and certified pre-owned, online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with one of our product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. And our factory-trained technicians are standing by for service or inspection on any make or model. It's time to get back to busy with Capital GMC in Regina.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Grain. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Grain Systems a call today.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back. It's overtime, and it's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC and the Seattle Kraken fan club. I don't know what is going on with Darren, but you were smiling like a butcher's dog when we came out of the commercial break. What are you laughing at?
Monty.
What's Monty saying?
No, he just said, great show today, Rod and Moose. It's Monty from Saskatoon. Hasn't dropped one in a while.
Signs every one of his messages, it's Monty.
So I missed it.
Love you, Monty.
Yeah.
And this is your favorite segment. I know that, Monty. By the way, he just said it again, right?
He just loves some overtime.
Love me.
Right on cue.
Some overtime. Can I stop? This is why I've told so many coaches. I said I could never, especially junior hockey coaches, I said I could never do what you do because I get tired of repeating myself. They clearly don't because they keep doing it but I get frustrated. But these people are all writing in about the province of Saskatchewan getting an NHL team. I don't believe it'll ever happen. If COVID didn't kill the National Hockey League financially and knock it down to the point that we could afford to have a team here, nothing's going to. Nothing. Please stop bringing it up. And secondly, as I've said so many times, I don't want the NHL here because it makes great road trips to go somewhere. I don't want to drive 2 hours in a minus 40, 41 times a year when I can get on a plane and fly 2.5 hours to Las Vegas and watch Canada's team and walk. Whoop. Fortunately, I have another. And walk from the airport to the rink in shorts in Las Vegas and not get stranded somewhere on the highway like we do in Canada. I don't want a team in Saskatchewan from the National Hockey League. But it keeps coming up.
This show, man.
What about it?
This show, there's nothing like it. Like, there's just nothing
Not
like
today, exactly.
Unreal.
Anyways, back to the bat phone here for Prairie Mobile. From the 639, from Swanee. What are your thoughts on the veteran defenseman that has been added to the Oil? He's talking about Duncan Keith. I think they overpaid for him, but they need something in Edmonton. They need some veteranship. Is that a term?
Yeah, sure.
Well, hockey people have made physicality a word. It's an actual word now, so I think we can say veteranship. They needed some veteranship. Duncan Keith, 3 Stanley Cups. He doesn't need any introduction, right?
Yeah.
From a 780, I'm just going to read this. The Elks made the announcement this morning regarding double vaccination. Starts October 17th. So did the Saskatchewan Roughriders, but thank you for pointing that out. Every CFL team now by the end of the season is going to require proof of vaccination to go to the games, and I said they should have done it and followed Winnipeg's lead weeks ago. From Jim Wagner. Wait a minute. Saskatchewan can't have an NHL team because then Toronto would want one. From Jim Wagner. Good morning, crew. Guys, what's been your favorite facility, pro and junior, to call a game? Favorite facility to watch a game? Enjoying another great show. We don't have enough time. Can I go first?
Sure.
Favorite, I really enjoyed BC Place. But my mouth tends to get me in a lot of trouble, and that's why I am just best suited here, where my boss is sitting there, and I don't think you're going to fire me, are you?
No.
I remember sitting in University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale with the Coyotes owners, and they were like, hey, what do you think about this facility? Pretty cool, eh? What do you think? I'm like, Dallas's old stadium's like this. You should have seen their face. It's like I just farted in the suite. I should have just gone along with it.
Sometimes.
Why would I say that?
Sometimes you got to read the room. Nothing.
What do you think about this facility we have here? Dallas's old one's like this. I'll never forget. You should have seen his face.
Yeah.
To call a game, BC Place. Obviously, the one here is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Junior hockey. I really like Red Deer.
Yeah, Red Deer's great. Probably Mosaic. Probably the new stadium would be the best place to call a game.
I really like Saskatchewan Place.
Yeah, in Saskatoon. Call a lot of games there. That is nice. Really enjoy that. Watching a game, obviously, Tennessee and Nashville, just because it's fun and it's my team, and I've done that a couple of times now, 2 games. But they could use a new stadium, too, probably, in Nashville.
Nashville's great. That is an old day.
Bridgestone. Was it Bridgestone
Nissan
Arena?
Oh, the hockey
team? That was a good place to watch a game.
It was loud in there.
Really great place to watch.
Great question, Jim Wagner. I appreciate that. Maybe we'll carry it over tomorrow. Who do we have tomorrow, Clark? Oh, Rich Sutter and John Paddock, a couple of NHL vets. Perfect. Right on the day that the Wonder Boy gets into town. Oh, wait, I got to go pick him up. Thanks to John Liu. Thanks to you. We'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern here on Game Plus.
Getting pretty good.
Great job, Jordan, by the way. I love the job you did on that.